Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. A victimized woman is calling on the masses and eagle-eyed detectives to be on the lookout for goods and appliances being sold by thieves who nearly cleaned out her home. The homeowner says she worked her fingers to the bone to build her house at Moshi, and less than a month after moving in, over $60,000 worth of goods have been stolen. She says even her son's educational supplies were taken. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
A new homeowner has been left understandably heartbroken and seething after the house that she moved into less than 1 month ago was broken into and cleaned out by thieves. Janelle Charles did everything by the book, saved her hard-earned money, and built her house from scratch. However, she never got the chance to truly enjoy the fruits of her hard labor as thieves stole her chance to do so, along with a majority of her property at Riviere. Still shaken from the ordeal, Charles declined having her image shown on our cameras. However, she gave us an account of what happened. She said not even her son's school supplies were spared.
Well, I came from work on Monday afternoon, about 20 past 6, and I got home to an empty house. I could say basically everything was stolen. Except, that's why I said basically, except the TV, fridge, and, not the TV, sorry. The fridge, the machine, and the stove. Everything else was stolen. From my son's school bag to his school stuff, to groceries, tools that were for about $60,000, my TVs, laptops, bags, some clothes, which I don't know if what they were doing with the clothes. All that was stolen. So it's like starting from scratch again.
The emotional homeowner pined over the fact that her hard work was violated in such a manner.
I guess the thieves had enough time to do what they wanted to do. But regardless of that, that doesn't give anyone the right to just enter somebody's house and wipe it out when people work so hard these days to get what they want in life.
And basically your house was fully furnished, right?
Yes, it was. As a young woman, I had everything I needed at my home. And right now I have to work from scratch to put back everything. And nobody would be happy about that. You work so hard as a young person, and now that you think you're going to relax at your home and enjoy life, you have to work even harder than the younger days, just because thieves think it is okay to just enter somebody's house and take everything inside.
Charles sent a plea out to the public to be on the lookout for anyone selling items with prices that appear to be too good to be true, as they might be her belongings.
I know some people out there, if they get an item at a cheaper price, they will buy it. But a lot of the items that is being sold at a cheaper price are stolen items. And the tools, they're very important, right? And I don't even know. I would just advise the public, try to find out the people who come out there selling tools and other items to them. Find out where they get it.
And then you said tools. What kind of tools?
Drills, power saws, sander, grinder. It's tools that a carpenter would use to do cupboards, beds, and stuff like that.
Charles said although she does not have conclusive evidence to support her suspicions, she thinks she might have an idea of who burgled her home. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Given that St. Lucia has recently recorded 3 new cases of COVID-19 and case 30 and 31, the last 2 were recorded on Wednesday, we hit the streets to get your reaction to the latest COVID-19 developments and concerns about community spread of the virus.
On Wednesday, St. Lucia recorded 2 more cases of COVID-19. The last 3 cases have been local and suggest that there may be community spread of the virus. We took to the streets to find out how much more concerned you are about the whole situation and what you think should be the next step for the country. Let's hear your views.
Well, we are always concerned, concerning this present situation that we're in. Right now, we're just making things just worse for us.
Okay, and what do you think our next step as a country should be?
Well, right now, I think they'll have to bring back the curfew, and enforce on the laws. That's what I'm saying right now there. But at the same time, I'm saying like the country is so much in a disarray and we need the money as well. But then the protection on our life is more important as for now. So I'm saying, well, right now they should just bring back the curfew.
I'm not more concerned than I was before. I think it's been overly advertised. I think we are being withheld information. I think people are over exaggerating the fright and all the hype for it. It shouldn't be. And I think wearing masks all the time is not healthy at all. I think there are better ways that we can help spread it, that we can prevent ourselves from getting it, like being out in fresh air. Still social distancing, but go to the beach, get some, We have all the Caribbean sun, all the vitamin D that we need to get rid of the virus.
Very, very, very concerned. For one, I'm concerned about people coming in the country in a back entry, so to speak, and putting a whole nation at risk. People, if you're out there and you know that I understand you might be in another country and you feel like St. Lucia have no COVID, I want to go back home to my place where there is none, because anybody will feel like that. Please just go to the right, through the right channel. Take the plane or take the boat through the right way where you can be quarantined before entering the country. Now, when you do it the wrong way, you put everybody at risk, and now we're back at square one because of that, and it's very bad. I am not pleased with that.
My major concern is that people like myself not willing to take this whole COVID-19 serious and practice all the protocols that given to us. So what I think should be done, they should see to it that the first point or the first thing that they set in place be reinforced. Because we as a people become so reactive. We wait for something to happen, then everybody get back serious. And I think we're supposed to stay the course, maintain all the protocols given to keep the nation safe.
I always concerned about the COVID because it's something that's very serious, and everybody has to be concerned. It's not when we have 3, 4, 5 cases you have to be concerned. If you watch on the outside, you see so many things happening. People dying and things, so I always concerned. I have my bus, I have my sanitizer, everything on board,
And those were your responses. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
The Ministry of Health is imploring residents of Olior Dennery to take advantage of free COVID-19 testing as part of a 2-day outreach activity being staged in the community. The director of the Bureau of Health Education, Natasha Floyd-Felix, gave the details of what participants can expect when accessing the clinic. Shaka Wooding has more.
In response to indications that case number 29 of COVID-19 is high risk for community spread, the Ministry of Health took immediate action to mobilize contact tracing efforts in communities of concern. One such activity is ongoing in Olior Dennery, where health officials have invited residents to come get tested for the virus free of charge. Director of the Bureau of Health Education, Natasha Lloyd-Felix, says it is critical to take targeted action at this time. While on the ground, the ministry will also seek to strengthen protocol enforcement within the community.
Amongst that would have been inviting persons who deem themselves to be at risk in terms of this case and the wider community to come forward for testing. We also use this as an opportunity to reinforce the prevention and control measures to reduce risk of being exposed to COVID. So that include doing health education on mask use, distribution of the mask, as well as importance of hand washing and other infection control measures.
She believes that inner community activities are imperative to the success of national mitigation as concerns for community spread continue to grow.
We know sometimes it's difficult for persons to access services within our wellness centers. It's sometimes inconvenient as well. So by us going into those communities, we brought the services directly to the community. This was made possible with the help of the community leaders, the gatekeepers, who really were important in the mobilization effort. And by doing that, I'm certain that the numbers we were able to reach widened significantly.
Similar activities are in the pipeline for other communities as contact tracing into the island's active COVID-19 cases continues. Jacques Wooding, Hot 7 News.
One farmer has expressed frustration with the snail's pace of the local government when it comes to giving farmers their just dues. Laurent Alcindor says he, along with fellow farmers, have been waiting for years for monies that are due to them from both the government and insurance companies. However, they say they've simply been left in the dark to fend for themselves. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
The year 2018 was a busy Atlantic hurricane year, particularly with hurricanes Florence and Michael, which left a trail of carnage, death and chaos. Now, although St. Lucia was spared from any of that year's major systems, the island's farmers felt some of the residual effects. One of them is Laurent Alcindor of Dennery, who said that although farmers like himself lost a large portion of their crops, at the time they were assured that they would have been compensated. He told Hot 7 on Wednesday that this was a false hope that the farming community is still waiting on to materialize.
One that is closest to my heart, while the farmers invest their money in insurance, and after the insurance up to now, it is almost 2 years, and the farmers cannot get their cannot get pay. And what they're telling you, the insurance company is broke. Nobody is taking our case. Nobody is not taking our case. All our plea is falling on deaf ears.
Alcindor said in the meantime, expenses are still present and they must be paid out.
The banana farmers right now, everything we have to buy, like the diaphene, we have to get cash. We have to pay it on cash while we sell the fruit on credit. You know, sometimes we cannot even give because our workers' production are low. We cannot even give our workers the full quota of work.
The farmers said to add insult to injury, the agriculture minister is showing little respect to the workers of the sector.
Even the minister, recently I was listening to him on a program, said farmers cannot even manage $1,500. That I find that is very disrespectful to the farmers.
Alcindor said today most farmers are broke and the wind crop coverage would be a major help to get them back on their feet. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
The leader of the opposition, Philip J. is hitting back at comments by the UWP, suggesting that the SLP has in the past appointed heads of statutory agencies to political posts within the executive of the party. Pierre's comments follow criticisms of the recent appointment of the CEO of Invest St. Lucia, Pinkley Francis, as the chairman of the UWP.
Now that the new chairman of the United Workers' Party has been elected, many eyebrows have been raised in the public domain. The new chair, Pinkley Francis, happens to be the CEO of Invest St. Lucia. Questions have been asked as to whether serving at a statutory agency as well as the executive in a political party cannot be seen as conflict of interest. The outgoing deputy chairperson of the UWP has indicated that to her knowledge, such appointments have been made by the St. Lucia Labour Party. Leader of the opposition, Philip J. Pierre, has fired back, asking that proof of such be shown to the opposition and the public.
Ask Nancy for an example, whether the chairman of Invest St. Lucia was ever chairman of the Labour Party. Just one example. Whether there was ever the chairman of Invest St. Lucia as chairman of the Labour Party. Just one. You know, the United Workers' Party, they just say these things without any proof. It's like figures. The Prime Minister rattles figures. He says the country is broke. This is the Prime Minister of the country saying that the country is bankrupt without absolutely any figures. What the Prime Minister must do is tell us how broke the country is. What is the level of his drawings from the ECCB?
Pierre says it is perturbing how a government can just go ahead and say things without verifying it.
That is typical of the government, the United Workers' Party. They just say anything and the surrogates repeat it. There has never been a case where the chairman of the NDC has been a chairman of the St. Lucia Party. Never happened. I mean, that is their business. And I wish the gentleman well. But to just openly say that without any proof is worrisome. A government cannot continue to just say things. They just say it, so it comes to their head, and the surrogates repeat it.
By Pierre's account, such behavior should not be exhibited by a government who claims professionalism and believes that they are the best for the country. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
While residents in the Grand Riviere area are breathing a sigh of relief, this is not the case for drivers who ply the route. While some are grateful that roadworks are underway, they say the damage has been done and there is no need to celebrate what was owed to them. Genevieve Gonzague has more.
Some drivers who ply the Grand Riviere route did not seem as elated as residents now that the roads within the White Rock area are finally being paved. On Thursday, the Hot 7 team visited the drivers in order to gauge their reactions. An irate bus driver, Curtis Mason, says he sees no reason why the contractors are being praised for what they were supposed to do a long time ago, and says there is no need for a party to be thrown as the damages to his vehicle have already been done.
For me, there is nothing to celebrate about. You know why I'm going to tell you that? Because the damage have already been done to my vehicle. So there is nothing to celebrate about. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Because these guys have made me spend thousands of dollars on my vehicle, so there's absolutely nothing to celebrate about. That's my taxpayer money that fixed my road. So the government haven't done anything to say that it's their money that fixed it. That's my taxpayers' money. Okay, so there's nothing to celebrate about this road because I bought tires, I buy rubbers upon rubbers and all these things, so there's nothing to celebrate about.
Another driver, Stephen Eltonor, says he is ecstatic that the work is finally commencing to complete the road. However, he had a few words of advice for the contractors.
Well, to be honest, I'm happy, and all of us are happy here. But one thing I want to say to C.O. Williams, another phase of road, don't do it like that. If they're going to do it like that, just leave it alone. We'll be happy with that. Don't dig the road and you don't make sidewalk, you don't do nothing yet, and people suffering. That's not making sense. They're working back to front.
President of the National Council on Public Transportation, Godfrey Ferdinand, says the council is very satisfied as the new roads will ensure that more money remains in the pocket of drivers rather than being spent on parts for their vehicles due to the conditions of the road.
Anytime there are new roads being built, obviously there will be some inconvenience. However, the end product is always better for the operator, and we are always very happy when we have new roads or finished product of the road. So we are happy for them because that would reduce on the cost of operation, which means there'd be less parts, less tires, which would at least some of these monies could go back to the operator instead of to maintenance.
The stretch of road currently being worked on has been projected to be completed in 1 week's time. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more after the break.